Good morning to all. The last class we discussed about coal. We have already seen that coal and petroleum are two fossil fuels. Coal, petroleum and natural gas, they are called fossil fuels. We discussed about coal. It is main use fossil fuel. The main usage is also as a fuel. Do you know in any place where coal is used as a fuel? You all know that Kayangulam, you have seen that there is a thermal plant at Kayangulam. What is produced from that plant? The thermal plant, they produce electricity, where the fuel used is coal. On burning the coal, heat energy is liberated. Using this heat energy, from this heat energy, electricity is produced. So, coal is used in the thermal plant and its energy is used for producing electrical energy. At Kayangulam thermal plant, the coal is used as a in that thermal plant, coal is used as a fuel. Now we are going to learn petroleum. It is also known as crude oil. Petroleum is a mixture of so many products. What are they? Petroleum consists petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax and bitumen is used for tarring in the roads. These mixture, when we are mining from the earth, we get this crude oil. Crude oil is another name of petroleum. That petrol is only one of the constituent of, one of the component of petroleum. Petrol is one of the component of petroleum. Petroleum is a mixture of that. Do you understand the difference between petroleum and petrol? Petroleum is the crude oil which we mine directly from the soil. Under refinery, you have read in newspapers about the Cochin refinery. Cochin refinery, the crude oil is converted to or its constituents or its components are separated. Then we get petrol, diesel, kerosene, bitumen, paraffin wax, LPG, etc. The process of separation of the components or the constituents is known as refining of petroleum. Refining of petroleum. Then first we learn to how petroleum is formed. We learn that how coal is formed. Coal is formed from dead vegetation. When years and years before, earth was covered with the trees and plants and flood or earthquake occurred, it is buried under the soil and it is covered with more and more humps of soil, and under the high pressure and temperature, the dead vegetation converted into coal. It is known as the carbonization process, and coal is also known as a fossil fuel. Similarly, petroleum is also a fossil fuel. How it is formed? The living things, the living organisms in the sea, in certain conditions, died and buried under the sea. Years passed, it was covered with sand and clay. Then years passed, under high pressure and temperature, these living organisms, these deadly dead animals changed into petroleum products. Do you know what I say? Like coal, petroleum is, coal is formed by the dead vegetation, but petroleum is formed by the dead living animals. Dead animals. The living animals were dead. It is buried under the sea. It is buried under the sea. It is covered in the sand and clay. Then years passed, more and more sand and clay is covered with more and more sand and clay. Then at high temperature and pressure, these dead animals, dead things, convert into petroleum. Let us see the picture how petroleum is formed. This is reserved rock. Reserved rock. On the side, we can see water. Above the water, above the reserved rock, this portion, the dead organisms, dead animals were buried. It is covered with more and more sand and clay. This is the more and more sand and clay is covered. On this portion, the dead animals were buried. They lived under the sea. Then it is covered with more sand and clay. When years pass, the dead animals here under high pressure, the dead animals convert to petroleum products. Then in the picture you can see that at the bottom there is water. Then above water there is oil, and above oil there is gas, that is LPG, natural gas. Natural gas. Can you say the sun? Under the at bottom there is water. Yeah. Above the water there is oil. Why this happened? You know that water is more denser than oil. Or oil is, the density of water is greater than oil, so it is under the oil. Or the density of oil is less than water, so it is at the top. Above there is a gas. On mining, there is a separate white forward here. When oil is thrown out, here separate white oil gas, there is natural gas. This oil is called, this is a mixture of petrol, diesel, kerosene, bitumen, etc. This mixture is known as petroleum. It's a crude oil. The process of mining is started in 1859. The process of mining petroleum products of crude oil under the sea is started in 1859 at Pennsylvania at USA. The first oil well. The first oil well was started and producing mining oil is started 1859 at Pennsylvania. In the USA. Then 1867 in India at Assam, another oil mill is produced, and we also start mining oil from under the seawater. First oil was done at 1859 Pennsylvania, USA. Then 1867 in India also has the oil was put forward, and we also started mining. What are the things? What is petroleum? Petroleum is the crude oil containing petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, bitumen, natural gas, etc. It is a mixture of Petrol is a mixture of these things. And the process of separating the constituents of petroleum by fractional distillation is known as refining of petroleum. Refining of petroleum. What do you mean by refining of petroleum? Refining of petroleum. Refining means the process taking place at the refinery. In Kerala, where is the refinery? At Ambalapur at Kochi. Kochi refineries. It's known as Kochi refineries. Kochi refineries. What is the process taking place at Kochi refineries? Refining of petroleum taking place. Then what do you mean by refining of petroleum? Separating the components of crude oil. Separating the constituents of petroleum. By how? Through fractional distillation. Fractional distillation. Then what is fractional distillation? The components of two or more miscible liquids can be separated based on the difference in their boiling points. Based on the difference in their boiling points. That means it is a big tower. First you understand these things. Refining of petroleum. Refining of, you always remember petroleum is meant by crude oil. It is another name of crude oil is petroleum. That means it is a mixture of all these things. All these things. Then the components of the constituents of the petroleum can be separated by fractional distillation. This is known as refining of petroleum. Refining. The refining of petroleum is done by the process. The name of the process. It is known as fractional distillation. It takes place in the refining of petroleum is the factory of the refining petroleum. Where it's done is known as refinery. Refinery. Then we have what is the fractional distillation? It's a big tower. Crude oil is or petroleum. Crude oil is pumped into this, and from this it is heated strongly. Then separate this is known as fractionating column. Fractionating column. In fractionating column, the crude oil is pumped from the bottom of the is fractionating column. Then it is heated slowly. Then at the top we get the natural gas. Its boiling point is 20 degrees centigrade. Its boiling point is 20 degrees centigrade. So we on heating slowly the crude oil. The product or the constituent whose boiling point is very low is first evaporated and go to the top. Then comes the another which is slightly greater than the natural gas. Then the kerosene, petrol, diesel, and at the bottom burn it paraffin wax, lubricating oil, at the bottom we get bitumen. Bitumen means it's the waste product of the, it is settled at bottom of the fractionating column. Bitumen is used for tarring. Here what I say is, this is the fractionating column in which the refining of the petroleum takes place. The refining of petroleum is done through the process named fractional distillation. Fractional distillation means the components of a mixture, the components can be separated depending upon the difference in their boiling points. The gas, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, bitumen, paraffin wax, etc. have different boiling points. So, on heating slowly, whose boiling point or the boiling point of which component is very low, it must, I am going to drop and we get at the top, it is gas. Then comes the other things. What are the different things you obtain from the boiling? What are the constituents you obtain from at the top we get LPG, liquid petroleum gas. Then the second portion we get, here we get petrol. And the third portion we get kerosene. Then diesel. And going downwards, the boiling point increases, and at the bottom we get, at the bottom of the fractionating column we get bitumen, which is used for damage. But we had used these three terms: refining, refinery, fractional distillation. Refining means separation of the constituents of the petroleum. It is depends upon the difference in boiling points of the components, and is known as fractional distillation, and the process is taking place is known as, the factory is known as refinery. Then the different products we get from the petroleum is known as petrochemicals. This day we studied the synthetic fibers. Most of the synthetic fibers like nylon, polyester are produced from the petrochemicals. It is also used for the production of fertilizers. Petrochemical is known as black gold. Petrochemical is known as black gold. The hydrogen obtained from the petrochemical is used for the production of different kinds of fertilizers. So it is also known as black gold. It is also used for the production of so many perfumes, dyes, etc. So, but also, depending on the vast usage of petroleum chemicals, it is called black gold. Then we came to the third fossil fuel. What is the third fossil fuel? Natural gas. Natural gas. There are two types. What are they? CNG, LPG. CNG is used in vehicles. LPG is used in homes for cooking food. We get gas from the gas cylinders, LPG. C means compressed natural gas. Compressed natural gas. L means liquefied petroleum gas. What is the importance of this? First and foremost important is what is it can be transportation. It can be easily transported. In metropolitan cities like Delhi, it is transported through pipes. In every home, like we get water from the municipality or panchayat. When we open the tap, we get water. Like in metropolitan cities like Madras and Delhi, when we open the gas, when they open the tap, we can get directly through the gas stove. Not the necessary. In our homes, we use LPG cylinders. But in metropolitan cities, instead of cylinder, the gas comes through pipes. When we open the tap, and the pipe is directly connected to the stove. There is no need of cylinder. So that is the easy transportation. The second thing is it's readily made. It can be readily used for wedding. No other things, no mixing or no other thing is needed. These are the two main importance for the Vasudhi. So the other thing is the pollution is also very less compared to the burning of wood or burning of animal charcoal. When burning this LPG, the air pollution is very less. So these are the three main conveniences for using LPG in our home or CNG in vehicles. CNG means it's the same thing, compressed. Yes, it is stored in the tanks at a high pressure. So it is known as compressed natural gas, liquefied petroleum gas. Then we have to add one more thing. The first session of this class, I told you that these three fossil fuels are exhaustible. So these three fossil fuels, what are the three fossil fuels? Coal, petroleum and natural gas. These are fossil fuels. These three fossil fuels are exhaustible. So what is the need? We control our usage. We control the usage. In the near future, if we came to an end, if the stock under the soil may came to an end. So we going instead of these natural resources, we depend on solar power or electric power also. Then the second major thing is we have to remember is unnecessary burning of these fuels causes air pollution. This air pollution leads to global warming. It is one of the reasons in all of the world, all the vehicles are running in our home. Careless use causes air pollution, and through this air pollution it leads to one of the reasons for it leads to global warming. So the union of the petroleum users or advises we control we reduce our usage of or burning of these natural resources for two reasons. What are the two reasons? First, it is an exhaustible resource. The second thing is unnecessary burning, careless burning can cause air pollution. This leads to global warming. For do this purpose, for the protect us from these two things. What are they? The future generation must also seek the use of these things. So we must left something for the future generation. Then the second thing, we must reduce the pollution or reduce the global warming as we can. So these are the things we learned in this chapter. What are they? The main things are coal and petroleum. In this class, we are giving more importance to petroleum. What is petroleum? In one barrel, what is petroleum? It is crude oil. Then, at a larger dimension, it is a mixture of what things? natural gas, kerosene, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, and bitumen. Then how petroleum is formed under the soil. The living things, the living animals in the sea died and buried under the soil. It is covered with sand and clay. It is covered, when years pass, more and more clay and sand covered. Then at high temperature and pressure, these dead animals converted into fossil fuels like petroleum. Then this petroleum is consists of these products, and its consistency can be separated by the process, namely fractional distillation. Then the petrochemicals. The first oil well was started in USA at Pennsylvania at 1859. In India, 1867 at Assam. First Pennsylvania in USA, second India, Assam 1867. Then petrochemicals. Petrochemical is also known as black gold. Why? It has a vast usage of, it is used in the vast usage in the production of different things like perfumes, fertilizers, plastics, artificial fibers. The hydrogen source burning is known as fertilizers. So, depending upon the vast usage, petrochemicals are also called black gold. Then natural gas. It is another fossil fuel. Natural gas is we used in our home in 2 types, CNG and LPG. CNG means compressed natural gas, LPG means liquefied petroleum gas. The more important thing is it is easy to transport. The second thing is ready for burning. It is directly burned and get used as a fuel. It has this fuel can be directly burned in our homes. Then the pollution is also less compared to the other fuels. Then the last thing is as an exhaustible fuel. These three fuels are exhaustible. Inexhaustible fuels materials only two things. What are they? Wind power and solar power. Other all are exhaustible. So we control our usage, control the burning, or it may cause pollution. It leads to global warming. In the next episode we can do the exercise. So at first you read this passage and came to refresh your mind about coal and petroleum and natural gas. Okay, thank you all.